my name is Katrina Staab, and I'm going to talk to you about what I did for my senior action project. First of all, we were told to write a research paper about a topic that we're passionate about, and with that being for me was foster care. So these statistics I got from Children's Bureau. So the estimate number of children in foster care today is about 443,000. And then the estimate of children entering foster care each year is 270,000, and the estimate of them leaving foster care each year is about 250,000. And as you can tell, that number, those two numbers, there's about a 20,000 number difference, and that's because the foster care system is rapidly growing, and there's been a problem with that because not as many people are as willing to be foster care providers, because they've heard some horror stories about what has gone on, and they don't want to do that or put that kind of strain on their family. So then the estimate of children adopted with public child welfare, with a child welfare agency, is 60,000, and that's not anywhere close to the number of children leaving the foster care system each year, and that's because there are a lot of children who age out of the system every year, and there are children who run away because the system overall sometimes is not supporting the children well enough for them to want to stay there. So the reason that I chose this topic was because I personally was adopted at the age of 4, and it's something that I've been really passionate about ever since, because I want to be able to help children who have gone through the same experience that I went through. And that's why later on in life I will hopefully be a social worker, specifically in child welfare, and I want to be able to do what my caseworker did for me. So going back to children in foster care, a statistic is that a lot of children don't come to the foster homes or to the homes of the family that are going to adopt them with many supplies. This is actually an example of what I came to the Staab family with. It was just an 18-gallon bucket, and all of my belongings fit in there as a 4-year-old. According to the Foster Care Closet Nebraska, almost all of these youth will enter the foster care system with only the clothing they are wearing, and many times that clothing is not in an acceptable condition. I personally was blessed to be able to have this much going into my foster care time and going into my adoptive family with this much, but there are children who are not blessed with that. So with that being said, I was able to reach out to an organization called CASA, and a CASA is a court-appointed special advocate. According to their website, they are a stable adult in children's lives when everything else is chaos. Children served by CASA volunteers have a positive role model who helps them gain a voice, achieve safety and stability, and develop a sense of self-worth. And so I reached out to this organization because my mom is currently a CASA, and so they help people either in foster care or just in the juvenile, in the juvenile courts. And so basically they are able to be there in the courts with them and support them because they don't have that much of a support. The only person that I had as a support that I specifically remember was my caseworker. And so while these children still do have caseworkers, this person is able to gain the trust of these kids and allow them to open up and allow them to have someone there who's a constant in their life. So what I ended up doing with this was I went into their office building, and I was able to organize little gift baskets for them because every time a volunteer gets assigned a child, they will take them a gift, which it had a blanket, some books, or some activities to do, or a stuffed animal for the younger kids. And so I put those together for them because that's what they told me that they wanted. The only main obstacle that I had with this was that it was hard to find a time to get in to go and actually build these because it's spring, we're all busy, and I didn't start this early enough to be able to do it earlier. But to be able to make this be an ongoing thing, I gave her the information to Mr. Weeding for the community outreach team if they wanted to do an event with them. And then also I told her I'd be willing to come in any time because this is something that I'm really passionate about and I want to be able to help these kids. Even something this small right now still means a lot to me that I'm still able to help them, and eventually I will be able to help them find a new home. So additional ways to get involved, I found some other organizations that are somewhat similar to CASA, that being PALS, LEAP, and Bridge to Independence. They all help, those three specifically help with like older kids in foster care or in juvenile courts, but you can like either help, you can just volunteer through those. And then another thing that's like smaller that you could do is foster care closet, and there are other places that are like them, but if you have like old clothes that you want to get rid of, not like super holy or anything, but if you want to get rid of them, a good place to donate them to would be foster care closet, because they give them away to these kids for free. Like, it's set up like a store, so they get to go through it, look for things that they want, and just like buy them but not actually pay for them. And then if you're really feeling moved to do so, I put the organization that I was adopted through. Their website is up there, and it was a great organization. My parents would say that probably. And so thank you for listening. Have a great day.